Welcome to The Great Reboot. I'm Tori Ryden. According to the statistics gathering company Statista, in 2017, there were nearly 38,500 gyms in the United States, 210,000 gyms around the world, and 183 million people globally hitting the gym as members. That slogan, no pain, no gain, well, since COVID-19 hit, it brings a whole new meaning. And I want to welcome our guest, Mike Foley. He's a fitness expert, and he opened his state-of-the-art gym, Foleys Fitness Center, in December 2019. 4 months later, he was forced to shut off the lights, lock the doors, and hope and pray that the end of the pandemic would come quickly. And I want to welcome you to The Great Reboot, Mike. Good to have you here.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you having me.
I know you've been following all the guidelines closely, all of the warnings from the CDC. I just want to say that what is frightening to some people is to hear this, that fitness classes in South Korea, in one of the cities there, are responsible for 112 COVID-19 cases. And because it's a respiratory virus, they say that it passes quickly, especially, in gyms and other gathering places. So I guess I'm wondering, here you are, you opened in December. Take us kind of to that point. You had all these great blueprints, these great plans. You had all of these amazing people on board to launch this fitness center, and you launched. What was that like in March for you?
Well, we opened on December 1st, and when I built the gym, I kind of built it in the gym, the minds of building it for everybody, not just bodybuilders. So we built it a little different. For example, we have 33-foot ceilings. It's 28,000 square foot, so it's kind of wide open with a lot of windows, so because I always wanted to get people in that said they're not gym people, and our plans was hopefully to have 3,000 members by year 3. And when we opened it, we had 3,000 members by March after 3 months. So it was going really well, and we had all types of different people. And really what fitness is building a community of people trying to get health and fitter and become better. And so that's a part that was kind of, really kind of upsetting when they kind of put us into a study with dance classes and fitness classes. And obviously, I think no one really saw what we were doing to what our plans were to open. If they said you can't open the aerobics or spin room, I totally understand. We planned on not to. We wanted to leave it wide open. We've got the good HVAC system and plenty of hand sanitizer, and we had temperature checks, and I have 40 employees that are there to supervise that there's proper distancing between members. But we're never really heard. And not just me, I talked to a lot of the other gym owners, and it seems like we didn't have a voice in what it takes to open the gym, where, IRSA, the governing body of fitness clubs, were able to get on federal on phase 1. So, they present a lot of studies. So when you group them all together, with dance classes and martial arts, and it's not really comparing. It would be like shutting down all the grocery stores because it happened in China at a open, food stand.
Yeah, I totally get that. I think you're saying it's like comparing apples to bananas. It's totally different.
No one's been able to really, we brought in a group of doctors because, when you look at it, the problem with society, a lot of it is we need to become fitter and healthier. And a lot of people struggle with it. And fitness is actually a community where people come together of all different sizes with all different goals. So obviously we want to keep our members safe. And if someone wasn't feeling well, or someone had a bad immune system, or they were at that age, we wanted to have certain times where we're going to allow senior citizens to work out, if they wanted to, again. And if someone didn't want to work out, we certainly would support that. But for the people who really need working out, walking is not the same for people that are really into working out.
So take us back, if you would, because I'm curious, what goes into opening. I mean, that's an enormous gym, 28,000 square feet. That's huge, with more, taller than, you said 30-foot high ceilings. And I mean, that's really big.
It's big. It's something that I've been planning my whole life. It's actually a $6 million project. So it's something that I put my whole life into, and I did it with Bangor Savings. They were unbelievable, and they've still been unbelievable with everything. So it's just kind of one of those things like when we're compared to like a dance studio. Dance studios are wonderful. Again, I think all fitness has a place, but we never got our voice heard. That's the thing that's kind of frustrating. Not just me, but there's a lot of other wonderful gyms in the area. And we have different plans of why we think we should open. And just to not be heard, that's the thing that's really disheartening.
So you have shifted since this whole odyssey started. I mean, I can't even imagine. You have this brand new $6 million gym. You've been, as you just stated, you've been planning for this your entire life. I don't even know how old you are. How many years would that be for you, your entire life?
I'm 52.
52 years you've been working toward this.
Yeah.
And so I guess, I mean, what a kind of punch to the gut to have this happen. However, you have managed now to shift. And so let's talk about that. What are you doing now to kind of, manage not only your disappointment, but your gym members' disappointment? How are you actually delivering now? What's been your big pivot?
When we opened, I wanted to be the cleanest gym, and I wanted to be the gym that's the most organized. So it would, like I always had, that's why I had so many staff. So they would go around and someone wasn't wiping down their equipment. They'd be, excuse me, you got to wipe down your equipment. You got to put your weights back, because we wanted to be well organized. So now it's just going to be doing it at a higher level. I had someone, pretty much we had bathroom runs every 15 minutes to make sure the locker room was clean, because I think sometimes fitness centers or athletic places sometimes get a bad name because the locker room's not clean. So we were doing all those things to make it different in the beginning. Now it's just going to be heightened. I have someone always in the bathroom. We have a steam and a sauna. Now, whether those will be back open or not, I don't know. Again, I'm not trying to set all the regulations. I want to follow rules, but I feel that's going to be the new normal. I feel like when you come to a gym, you might always have your temperature checked. I do think kind of like, like anything, I don't see people always walking around with masks, but if we have to, we have to. And I just want to get open and to really service my members, because they're the ones that make the gym.
I guess I'm wondering, there's been such pushback nationally, in some pockets around the globe too, about wearing face masks. And I'm wondering, where do you stand on that as far as, let's say you get the green light?
It's funny, like I've been working out in a face mask for a period of time, and it really isn't healthy for the individual, I don't think, working out, because, it restricts the breathing. So I think, again, if they make us, it's better than not being able to open. But, it's different if you ask my staff to have face masks. I think that's different. But like to have members work out with face masks, if you're trying to do it to make them healthier, I think you're kind of not really achieving that. It's more the spacing, I think. It's just kind of one of those things. Or even if it was like you weren't able to do cardio, where it's a heavier breathing, but you could do the weight training in the gym. At least it's something. But we haven't been able to even offer that, because we can do outdoor cardio classes. We can do outdoor spin. But to do heavy weight training or outdoors would be really not safe, for one. It'd be like, and a lot of people, as you get older, like in my 50s, I have to be careful of injury, so I can't go lift like logs or do things like that. My back just wouldn't allow it.
Are you also adding on different kinds of, classes or exercise regimen? I think about like CrossFit, which can be done all outside. What are you doing to shift, I guess, on that front?
We're doing a little bit of that, but again, like CrossFit gyms are CrossFit gyms. So a lot of people like a lot of people that do my type of lifting or bodybuilding type lifting, you can do a CrossFit lift at my facility, but that's not the majority of my members. And CrossFit, like say, as you get older, you take a guy trying to go into CrossFit, it might not be their best workout. So again, we're able to offer some, but we want to be a gym for everybody. So when you look at like a lot of times, like people need to keep their strength, and you take a couple of weeks off working out, it probably doesn't do a lot of damage. But now we're going on 10 weeks, and more importantly, you got people like losing their regimen in their home into not give them an opportunity to work out, to me, to become healthier. Because fitness center is a health and fitness industry. So it's based on improving someone's health. So when you're not giving someone the opportunity that is healthy and are going to take the precautions, it just doesn't seem fair to me. And we wanted, the reason why I built the facility so big, I wasn't like a one size exercise fits all. I wanted to be truly a gym for everybody.
Let me give you this moment to send out a message. And, you know, again, people watching this are watching from all over the world. So maybe give a universal message out there about giving you a chance to reopen. You know, what would you like to say? Because here's your opportunity, you know, to get somebody's ear.
Well, I think when you look at like coronavirus, which is a devastating, awful, but the one thing is, if you're in, it's been proven, if you're in better shape and you're healthier, it's a better chance to fight the virus. So when you take away a fitness community, which is a, you know, when you look at, like you said earlier, nationwide, how big the fitness community is, and not give it an opportunity to at least open to see if we can help fight the virus. You know, I've had a lot of doctors and nurses reach out to me, and that's their stress relief. Now they can come home having a glass of wine because they can't get the workout in. And when they're truly workout people, you're so limited if you said like, okay, you can do a workout video at home. But if it's not what they do for workouts, and again, it's a community, because when you look at the reason why the fitness industry exists is because of its members. So if you don't give members the opportunity to stay healthy, we're creating a very unhealthy environment. And as a nation, we're already not very healthy. So now what do you do at home? That's when you overeat. You don't overeat at a gym. You don't drink at a gym. So you become healthy, and then they support each other. And if you look at, like I always think with the gym, it's kind of one of those things where if you haven't seen someone, be like, hey, Tor, we haven't seen you in 5 days. Where have you been? You know, and it's kind of like we all hold each other accountable to a standard. Now hold each other accountable to a higher, cleaner standard. I don't think the days of someone being really rude in the gym, that will not be allowed. And I didn't really allow it when I opened. I was very clear on that. Like, people had to put their weights back, wipe down their machines. And I think most gyms now would definitely, it's a cleaner, you know, it's going to be a cleaner environment.
Mike, you wrote kind of an open letter to your members in which, you know, for the Foleys Fitness Center, and you wrote, it was a very touching letter. And in it, you know, you touched upon something that, you know, I think really means so much to you, which is that sense of trust. Yeah,
well, I mean, our members have been great. And what happens is they've been so supportive. And even the ones that are really want everyone to stay at home, you know, they'll send me little notes like, Mike, I understand you fight, and when you open, I probably will come. I just nervous about it. And, you know, and so I think kind of one of those things, like, I love the opportunity to open. And I think it's one of those things where it kind of gives you a chance to do things even better. So like if you got to open and all of a sudden you did things better, because like the worst thing I think in anything is this, it's you don't want to be a divider. You want to be someone that brings the community together. So like, again, like if someone wasn't comfortable, I get it, but it also gives you a chance. Like when I built the gym, is I always wanted to get the person in that said, I don't like fitness centers. So that's why I wanted more windows, because I always felt like the person that doesn't like fitness centers, they're the ones that need fitness. You know,
right.
You know, a lot of people suffer from depression, and I work with a lot of the sober community my whole life, and weight training's a way out. And fitness becomes such a part of people's regimen, where when we're not essential, but liquor stores are. I just don't see how you can argue that. You know, like why would liquor stores be allowed? You could go to Hannaford and get your liquor. Why do you have to go to a liquor store? Because of the sales tax. And what happens is when you look at fitness industries, none of us have been heard. That's the part that's really disappointing. Like where if you're going to talk about fitness, you'd want to bring, you know, fitness experts on to explain it. Just like I brought on a group of doctors, Doug Brown, who started Orthopedic Associates, Dr. Michael Bedix, Dr. Rocco Perone, and a couple other doctors were there to consult. And they were saying like, well, this wouldn't be safe, this would be safe. And we'd listen to their guidelines, but just not to have a chance to be open. You know, even if they were going to limit it for like in Boston, they were going to do it based on capacity, 25% of capacity, which would be fine. We would work with any guidelines they gave us.
You've brought in, you had mentioned the doctors you've brought in a whole array of experts to be part of, either they're nutrition experts, it's a full-on fitness center. What happened to those employees? I think about PPP. Are you okay on that front? Were you able to?
We were blessed. We were able to get that. Yeah. And my employees were great. Like I talked to a lot of other businesses and they go, the hard part is our employees didn't want to come back. All ours wanted to come back, and they've been working all along. Because I just feel like if you keep cleaning and you keep them in a regimen, and then a lot of them, I have a rule: if they come and work out, they're able to grab a workout if they come and clean, and so they've been wanting to get their workouts in. And because again, I think so many times when you look at it, is like fitness becomes such an important part of someone's life. It's not the most important part; it never will be, but it's a part of their life, and it makes people feel better about themselves and treat probably people better.
Are you going to be ready to, when you get the green light? There are going to be a lot of people who need to kind of start at the baseline again, right?
Well, and that's just it, because you look at injuries, or you look at like kids going away to play sports, like football. Like if you haven't worked out in like 10 weeks, and a lot of these kids that play like D1 sports or D2 or even high school, they're elite athletes. So to take that away, they can't really do that with some dumbbells at home, so it's kind of one of those things where, and more importantly is what I really feel for is people that are reaching out to me that just got in the exercise regimen and they've struggled with health or overeating their whole life. Now they're home alone. And that's when, that's when the demons come out, where when they're working out, it's kind of one of those things like it's a community, and that's why I just didn't want to be one community. Like CrossFit's a great workout, but that's kind of one community. We have yoga. It's one community. So we can do yoga outside. But guys that do weight training or bodybuilding, it'd be almost impossible to bring everything outside.
Well, Mike Foley, I wish you all the best. I know the bottom line is you want to keep people healthy, because if you don't, you lose their trust. And I wish for you a speedy reopening so you can get people back in the gym feeling better. And you're right about the depression part. And I think that, people really do need an outlet. So just keep on doing the great work you're doing, and all the best to you. And with your big, great reboot, keep on shifting on. Sounds like it's going to work for you. So take care of yourself and all of your gym members. And thanks for joining us here on The Great Reboot.
Thank you, Tori. I appreciate it.